Ladies and gentlemen, what is up and welcome today to the second Marvel Contest of Champions tier list video of 2018, and we have a little bit to update you guys on because we had two massive character overhauls. Like Luke Cage and Red Hulk got incredibly changed, went from being like absolute duds to really great characters now. We've also had the introduction of Killmonger and Gladiator Hulk, so I really want to talk about those four characters in detail in this video, but before we get into some of the changes that have been made, I want to put out there the standard like tier list disclaimer. The Marvel Contest of Champions is an incredibly complicated game. There are thousands and thousands of different matchups, modes of gameplay, scenarios that you can encounter, and there's no accurate way of saying like this champion is always better than this character. There are so many different scenarios where characters that may not be in the highest tier might rear ahead because of some utility that they have. But yeah, this is to essentially give people a very rough idea, generally speaking, of how good certain champions are and how valuable they are to have at a really high rank in comparison to all the other characters in the game. And for new players, you know, Marvel Contest of Champions is super overwhelming. There are like a crazy amount of characters, so yeah, your boy, he's just doing his best to try and like give people a good direction of what characters, generally speaking, are quite good to invest your resources in, and generally the ones that have the answer to a lot of the problems presented in Marvel Contest of Champions via a wonderful array of very fun and interactive mechanics. So yeah, if you missed the last tier list video, and I do recommend kind of watching that for a general overview on some of the best champions, we now have 6 tiers. So we have God tier, Demigod tier, Amazing tier, Good tier, Okay tier, and Meh tier. And again, this is only in the context of a champion that you play, because some champions can be pretty like air to play, but on Alliance War Defense, hey, they might be pretty decent there. I think Black Panther Civil War is probably one of the most perfect examples of that. But anyway, let's talk about kind of the 4 new additions this month. So we're going to start about the rehashed characters. So we have Red Hulk and Luke Cage. I'm going to start with Red Hulk here. So, personally, over the last month, I managed to get the 6-star Red Hulk off the very first 6-star crystal, and he is just absolutely phenomenal now. He's a really good character. His damage has gone up significantly. He's a bit of a ramp-up champion. The kind of aim when playing Red Hulk is to get to 10 heat stacks, and then you get 180% additional damage. You can trade some of those heat stacks for regeneration, and if he's awakened, you can actually use the charges of heat to build up resistance to incineration, which makes him immune to Mephisto's aura of incineration. And Mephisto is one of those characters that is just a massive pain in the ass for a lot of people. So yeah, he has quite a few good uses. Also can shrug off poison and any incinerate debuffs. Like even if you take him to a poison node, for example, in Alliance quest, he's just going to instantly shrug that off and turn that into heat charges. So he can be really good for a lot of Alliance quest scenarios. I've played him in map 6 and taken some poison pulse of him, and he's really good. Also very good for fighting the bosses there as well. So Red Hulk, they turned him from a massive dud into a really solid Demigod tier champion. Has lots of uses, and yeah, I think Red Hulk is a very nice champion for Alliance Quest, Alliance War, a lot of like Act 5 stuff, and I really rate the character. I think he's definitely I think a lot of the science characters are getting very close together in terms of scenarios and matchups that you use them for toward the top end. Like they're all a bit of a fairly similar level in terms of kind of damage output and general usability. However, it's kind of like alternating between like different utility sets because they bring different stuff to the table. And next up, we have the revamp to Luke Cage, and kind of one of the ways that I like to think about the new version of Luke Cage, and this isn't entirely accurate, but it's just a little bit of a similarity. I like to think of him as a Hulk, classic Hulk. That's what I'm referring to there. That instead of being poison immune, is bleed immune and has a little bit more utility in terms of the stuff that you can do. So yeah, Luke Cage, he's a bleed immune character, got awesome damage since the update, has a very reliable stun on the special one that is It's a 57% chance, but if you're playing very, very aggressively, most of the time you're going to have 2 to 3 stacks of exhaustion, maybe 4 or 5, and if you've got 3, that will up it to an 87% chance to stun on the special 1, so that's relatively consistent, which is very similar to Hulk, because he has an 85% chance to stun on the special 1. Granted, Hulk's stun is arguably a little bit longer there, but hey, Luke Cage, man, he's been putting in some work, some really nice damage. You've got potential ability accuracy reduction on the special 2, although that doesn't seem too potent there. His exhaustion also reduces power gain on the enemies. His invulnerability from his awakened ability, allows you to eat special freeze, or if you fail, it's going to soak up some damage there, and after about like 30, well, it's anywhere between, I think, like 30 to 50 seconds, depending on the signature ability level, it's going to come back off cooldown. So Luke Cage is a bit of an interesting character at the moment, because I see a lot of people playing him quite hardcore when awakened, just spamming those special 1s, just going in like you would with Hulk, but when the special 3 comes around, you can tank that and just keep on going again, like your indestructible is going to be off cooldown, providing it's a special 3 that doesn't have something additional like stun you. Because, the bleed immunity on Luke Cage is going to eat up a lot of the annoying bleed effects on special freeze, but it works well for quite a few different champions there. So Luke Cage, man, he's been putting in some work, he's quite good. But then we have the introduction of the 2 brand new characters, so we have Gladiator Hulk and also Killmonger. Gladiator Hulk, I love Gladiator Hulk, man. He is so much fun to play. I got the 4-star version of him, we've fully maxed him out. He's really great for fighting Magic's, Mephisto's, Dormammu's, and those are 3 of the most annoying opponents in the game. In a lot of other matchups, he's alright. He's pretty decent. He's got heal block. He is a bit of an innovate on the special 2. He's also poison immune. Like, he brings quite a bit of utility to the table, and also when awakened, he has the potential to regenerate whenever him or his opponent drops below 20%. So I think Gladiator Hulk, he really does bring quite a lot to the table, and he's a very versatile champion. I think he's great for stuff like Alliance Quest, Alliance War, and also a lot of stuff in Act 5, so I think they did a really, really solid job on the design of Gladiator Hulk. But if you want to see in more detail, we did publish a kind of full Gladiator Hulk review video on the channel, so yeah, if you're looking for a little bit more info and some gameplay and highlights and stuff, there's plenty of that stuff out there if you want to see him in action. And then we have the most recent character, which is Killmonger. I quite like Killmonger, man. I think he's a super awesome champion. I think in terms of my tier list, I was having a little bit of a debate on this, because I think Killmonger is actually better than every other skill champion above him, but I don't think he's quite good as Gwenpool and Blade, but I think he's probably the highest, or who I would hold in the highest regard out of the skill champions in the demigod tier, just because of the fact that essentially his True Strike mechanic that lasts for 16 seconds, which if you have the 5-star Killmonger, you can get off every single intercept, so it's absolutely no evades at all. So he's going to be a great champion, doesn't necessarily need to be awakened. It looks like in the next patch as well, he's going to be able to counter MODOK's auto block. He's some really good base damage. His special 1 ability, Counter Punch, can allow you to essentially kind of get this parry-esque mechanic when fighting stun immune champions. So that can be very valuable on a special 2. You can gain invulnerability, so you can use special freeze on that, or even if you just kind of make some mistakes, the special 2 can, absorb a little bit of the damage there. So Killmonger, I think overall, like, he's just become, I believe, the #1 champion if you have him as a 5-star for fighting evade champions. Like, he just absolutely guts them, and I think if he gets buffed in the next update, and True Strike gets changed, which at the moment from the game files it looks like it is, then yeah, he's just going to be hands down one of the best evade and MODOK counters in general. So yeah, Killmonger, I think they did a really awesome job on Killmonger. I think they did a really good work on Gladiator Hulk, and I think they did really good work on Void, but Sentry is still a massive disappointment. Absolute joke of a champion, definitely needs a huge revamp there, but I've been very pleased overall with kind of the 2 big character revamps and the 2 new characters that we've seen in the last month. And just to quickly cover, generally some of the god tier and demigod tier champions, and talk about what some of the best characters characters I believe are doing at the moment. We have Wolverine, who is amazing for Alliance Quest and just kind of like general sustainability modes of gameplay. His regeneration is still absolutely nuts. So yeah, I love my 4-star Wolverine, man. Still use him regularly in Alliance Quest. If you can bleed and poison it, Archangel is amazing for damage, and also the ability accuracy reduction and full heal block is just crazy in some scenarios, especially versus like magics and that. So yeah, he's awesome. Iceman, utility god. He is poison, bleed, and incinerate immune, can tank special freeze, can counter, evade the majority of the time with his cold snap ability, so he's really great. Dr. Voodoo, you have ability accuracy reduction, you've got nullify, you've got power control, you got a little bit of regeneration at the start of the fight. He's fantastic. Scarlet Witch is just a bit of a face roll roulette champion with the ability to very consistently nullify and also at times regenerate, power lock. She can do like all sorts of weird stuff, but I think, you know, if you are a newer player to the game and you pick up a Scarlet Witch, like she's gonna get you so far in the game if you can get her awakened and to a decent signature level. So yeah, I still love Scarlet Witch, man. She's just been amazing for so much stuff, especially progressing on the free-to-play account. Ghost Rider is great for Blade and Starknot Spider-Man teams, just an all-around utility god, can regenerate, can nullify, can fate seal, can power drain. Like, Ghost Rider is just a utility G, man, and he's getting a lot of use recently, especially with the Blade and Starknot Spider-Man synergy, which causes his judgments not to fail. Then we have the power control goddess herself, Magic. Still by far the best and most reliable power control champion in the game. She is so incredibly awesome. Got Limbo as well to essentially cover some of the damage taken in a lot of scenarios. I've seen some really skilled players like Quickshot Gaming, like fighting Luke Cages on map 6 with a rank 4 Magic, and pretty much taking no damage despite the fact being on Starburst node, because the uptime on Limbo, especially with Mystic Dispersion, is crazy. So Magic, you need to have quite a bit of skill, but if you can, you know, get to that special 2 and just keep on hammering the opponent against the wall, like, you just win on Magic. She's really, really great. And then we have Gwenpool, insane bleed damage, such a fun champion to use. Got the armor break on the special 3, power lock on the special 2, can tank special freeze and not die with her awakened ability. A little bit of ability accuracy reduction per combo hit, so after 50 hits, 100% ability accuracy. So yeah, Gwenpool is really, really still very, very useful for a lot of people. Then we have Blade. Blade is just your all-around friggin' god of Marvel Contest of Champions at the moment. Any Mystic, any villain opponent, he just absolutely wrecks through with his Danger Sense ability, which increases his attack and reduces the opponent's ability accuracy reduction, which prevents like effects from triggering. So yeah, that's really, really good. You've also got infinite potential regen from his awakened ability. You have potential debuff immunity as well, or very, very close to that when he's at full power. So there are a lot of uses for Blade, and he's just dominating Alliance War attack at the moment. Medusa is really, really good. I've seen a lot of Medusa gameplay in like Act 5 and Labyrinth of Legends. Not really so much in terms of like a character that you actually play on Alliance War, but a lot of people with stacked Medusas use her on Alliance War defense. But Medusa just got some sick damage, can shut down robots, poison immune, bit of a buffer of safety. But yeah, just very, very good for a lot of people doing like Act 5 and Labyrinth. And same with Hyperion there, got some badass damage, poison immunity, the power gain just makes it super, super great for constantly pumping out that damage. He's just a fantastic champion overall. Just so you can have some absolute beast mode damage scenarios. So I really, really love Hyperion. Starknot Spider-Man, the man has it all. He has, what does he have? Stun on his special 1, which in any power gain scenario, you can pretty much get infinite stun. You have, if you use your heavy attack, you got a power drain, assisted auto evade on special attacks, which can make it very, very easy to fight a lot of opponents with tricky specials. And yeah, with the Blade synergy, starts with some of his additional poise charges, which gives him a huge amount of damage. Just a fantastic champion overall, and can counter evade via his special 3 and reduce ability accuracy via that. Starknot Spider-Man is just the Don, man. I would say he's probably the second best character, at least in my opinion, from the game. And do keep in mind that this list is also, you know, of my opinion and experience within the game. And then finally we have Star-Lord, who is your absolute damage god if you can maintain a combo. Like, his damage just keeps on ramping it up and up and up for every single hit that he gets on the combo meter, up to 400 hits. So if you got 5-star Star-Lord and you play like a beast, I believe Star-Lord is still, for the majority of people that have him, like the best option for really, really high health content like Labyrinth of Legends. Aside from that, I don't really see Star-Lords being used in Alliance War much anymore just because of their lack of utility, but definitely in stuff like Act 5 and Labyrinth of Legends, and also Alliance Quest boss killing, Star-Lord still has a very, very good use and a lot of relevance in the game. But ladies and gentlemen, that is just to cover it off on the God tier champions. There are so many characters in this game, man. There is so much to talk about. But yeah, if you're looking for any kind of more specific information, feel free to search on the channel, because we have a lot of videos, and outside of that, there's so many great videos and breakdowns from a variety of other content creators on YouTube. So yeah, if you know, get a new champion, you want to find out a little bit more, YouTube is the place to go. Plug in the name of that character, and hopefully you can learn quite a bit at any champion that you are looking to find out a little bit more about. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this updated version of the tier list. If you did, feel free to smash that like button and share it with your alliance. That'd be fantastic. Apart from that, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.